This is gonna be short. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we have one of my favorite bottles I've ever had, and it's a 100% pure bottle. That's right, 100% one ingredient in this whiskey. And if you like things 100% straight 100, straight shooting right at you, no pun intended right there, go ahead, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below with a thumbs up if you agree with what I'm saying, a thumbs down if you disagree, and a big middle finger if you think I'm the most wrong person in the planet. Leave one of those comments, it helps us with the algorithm. But today, we are getting into one of the best bottles I've had in the last 2 years, and I wanted to crack it open again. It's been a minute since I had it. It is also the oldest stated release that's available to the regular. There's been a couple of special like charity bottles, but to the regular public from Riff. And this is their 6-year, 100% malted rye. Really quick, if you don't know what malted is, what's the difference between 100% rye and 100% malted rye? Malted barley, all this stuff. What is malt? Malt is simply the process of steeping, germinating, and drying grain to release other flavors and its full essence, if you will. A lot of people have this idea that malting is some kind of chocolatey cocoa. That's why people, I think, get it in their head that there are cocoa notes in there. Because it is the same process used in like malted milkshakes and malt balls, because they use malted grain with evaporated milk to make the malt that you use in milkshakes and in malt balls and candies. And it does give us this sweet vanilla-y taste. So, but malted rye, the spicy grain we all know from our rye whiskeys, is used in this one. So there's not much to say about this one. It's one of the oldest releases they got. One of the first things they started working on, first special releases they started working on over at Riff. 100 proof, bottled in bond, like so many of their products. And 6 years old, all pure malted barley, sour mash process. So without further ado, let's give it a go. And that is just like for 100 proof, there is no punch and singe of alcohol. It is so beautiful. Light, almost got some champagne-y kind of notes in there. Light, like grapefruit. Some dark vanillas in there as well. Maybe I'm giving in to my own frickin' thought process here, my own malted milkshake isms here, but there is a cocoa-iness under there too. But there's a reason they use the malting process with barley, with wheat, when mixing it with that evaporated milk to put it into milkshakes and things like that, because it is cocoa-y, it is sweet, it is that kind of aroma, that kind of taste. So a little bit of grapey fruitness, light grapey fruitness, but this like chocolatey undertone. Let's take a sip. If you've ever had a 100% rye or like a 95.5 rye, that's just straight up, not malted, not nothing like that, just the standard distilling process. You know that minty, earthy floralness to it, right? That spicy, floral, almost mint. Riff's regular rye whiskey, their 95.5 rye, is very, very much like that. Almost piney, right? It's really good. But this, 100% rye, but it is so well-rounded. Warm vanilla notes, chocolate. Again, a little bit of that, like there are some lighter dancing grape notes in the middle of the palate. Super, super well balanced. One of the most enjoyable neat sips I've ever had, especially of a rye whiskey. Becoming a bourbon guy, growing a little bit into scotch and stuff like that. Very smooth sips. For a rye, which is typically very spicy and herbally, this is incredibly round vanilla, but you get those undertones. You can totally taste it. underneath of just like earth, pine needles, herbal floral nature, but rounded out by chocolate, vanilla, and light fruit notes. All in perfect balance. Nothing's out trying to gun the other. Perfectly balanced. This is probably, and 100 proof is like perfect. This is probably my favorite new Riff release to date. I hope it's not just the age. I think their 4-year stuff is fantastic. Their single barrel picks are awesome. I really want to see more things like this. This is one of their earliest experiments. I got to try this on a single barrel pick one time. And I really want to see more things. Chocolate malted ryes. I think they've had oat whiskeys, stuff like that, right? They've been doing some really great things. And they've gone on record as saying, I think rye is going to be one of their standout spirits. And I can see why. So this is, they've released this, I think, on 2 different years. Special release. It's not regularly available. So keep an eye on their social media. And it's often only at the distillery. So get your ass down there or get you a mule who's a really good friend. Because this is 100% worth it. And I believe the price was $60-$70 at most, which in this whiskey market for a special release is pretty damn good. It might have even been less. I think it might have been like $60, $59.99. So get your hands on it and get it and drink it. Don't flip this one. This one is just so damn enjoyable. You're going to want to keep it around. Till next time, like, subscribe. If you agree, again, thumbs up. Disagree, thumbs down. Or if you think I'm an absolute idiot, give me that middle finger. But hit it. We will see you on the next one. See you next week.